Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Pete from PeteIsop.com. It is day 60, and I'm glad you guys came back out today. I'm going to talk about pretty much how the day went. Today was, I guess you could say, a very emotionally draining day, but at the same time, tried not to make it such a big deal or try to let it overwhelm me as much as it should or could have in the past. Right, as we grow older, and I don't know if any of you guys are born in the late 70s and graduate high school in the 90s, but that means you're about 35 to 40 years old, depending on where you're at. And it's a time of what I've been noticing is that people are passing. And um, they could be friends, they could be younger kids, they could be people that I graduated with, best friends, friends' parents, especially is what I'm going to talk about today. And coming off a great weekend, like I talked about yesterday, I was just trying to be strong. And today is the day that you want to be strong for the family or the person who lost uh, a loved one, you know? And today started off my normal breakfast club. And then after that, went home and just decided to just do some work to bang out really fast. Did my Phoenix time, and then it was just time to face reality and go to the funeral. Something I used to always, I guess you could say, immaturely not go to. I used to not go to people's wakes and not go to people's funerals because it's not something that I ever looked at. It would have just crushed me, and it's very selfish to do and very selfish to say, but it was just something that would have put me into a different spiral that I didn't want to be a part of. Um, as much as I love them, it just gives me something worse to think about. And but this is my best friend. There's a time where he needed us, and it's good to say us because it was me and my other good friend actually showed up, and it made it a lot easier and or I guess you could say more emotionally adaptable to be able to hang out with them. It takes a lot of the pressure and the emotion away from him too, just for the time being at least. Because who could think or who would have thought that he was going to lose his father. Who would have thought that was going to happen? And they've been seeing this coming, but it was just finally that time of, you know, it's just the time. And there's one quote that the lady said that I was reading before they closed and uh, dropped him down into the earth, 6 feet under. I don't know why I said that, but she said, "Life is short." What did she say? Life. I had it in my head forever before this. Uh, Life is short, and the hour of death is upon us, but you'll never know. Life is short, but death is upon us, and but the hour of death is unknown. That's it. That's it. That's what they said. And it hit me, and I sat there listening to this lady speak. I didn't even know what she was talking about, to be honest with you. And then she said those words. It was like, life is short, and the hour of death is unknown. Whereas it made me think about a lot of things that I've been doing. What am I doing for my purpose? Am I doing it for my value? Is it in relation to everything I'm doing? And I'm gonna agree with myself, yeah. But it just struck a chord. But at the same time, I've never been so emotional towards someone passing. He was a good dude, like a good guy. Just did everything for his fam. Made me laugh. Took me in as his own. And just allowed me to do things. And he was just very cool. To see there and stand over the casket and finally say goodbye before, they close it up to move everything into the funeral, into the church, and then into the cemetery was just hard. That moment was hard to breathe. It was hard to think because that's the moment where everything is gone. For a while when you're at the viewing, at the wake, you still see them. You still see the person. They're still there. And as much as they say, their souls are alive, it's hard to accept the fact that they're closing this thing for the last time ever. And it's very hard to imagine it and see it live. And as you turn around, you see the entire family crying as well. But not to make this so melancholy or so I mean, it's not even a word. So depressing, right? Everyone is in a better place. It's going to be hard, and the grieving period is now, but he's better. He was in pain, he was suffering. That's one thing we definitely don't want to see. Someone pain and suffering, and then even more so, the people that are watching are in pain and are suffering as well. So now at least everyone, in a couple days or a couple months, a couple weeks or years, they're going to be at ease, and they're going to know it's all for the better. It's just a process of life that we all have to accept. And I hate to think about it every day, which is why I used to avoid them. But today's an emotionally draining day. I stayed in, I hung out with him, hung out with their family, I did what I can, and I hung out with my family. And I made sure to kiss my kid goodnight and feed him, and he was crying. Instead of letting him cry it out, I actually held him and I hugged him, and I rocked him to sleep, because I don't care what the rules say. The kid's crying for me, I'm going to do what I got to do, because what if I'm not here tomorrow? It's just one of those fuck the rules. Like, doesn't make any sense when, what if I fucking died tomorrow? I'm gonna say I listen to my kid cry the entire night. No, fuck that. So I'll see you guys later. It's Pete, PSB.com. Thanks for coming out to day 60. I'll see you guys soon. Peace out, man.